So that's what I'm gonna make tonight. Behind the camera is Gabriela Hernandez. First we're gonna go over some ingredients. I like to use a nice little mallet to thin out the chicken. I put it in a Ziploc bag, thin it out. I got a little cellophane to lay it out so I can season it. Afterwards, got plastic gloves because I don't like washing my hands every 2 seconds. However, it's very optional. I got pepper, fresh ground pepper, sea salt, little ghee, which is also optional. I use extra virgin olive oil in the spray bottle. I got some Marsala wine, organic chicken stock, arrowroot powder, very important, very necessary to make this a paleo dish. And then I got some mushrooms. You can use white button mushrooms, baby. These are baby portobello. You know, it just depends on what you feel like. I think you can use shiitake mushrooms, things like that. We got the shallot. It's just a small onion. It's a little sweeter. If you don't have a shallot, just use about the same amount, maybe like a quarter of an onion. Does the same thing. All right, you need a half cup measuring cup. You're gonna need a teaspoon to get the butter out, and a teaspoon to get the butter out, and half a cup for the chicken stock and Marsala wine. All right, so let's start. We got the chicken. We're gonna make it nice and thin and even across the entire surface. All right, so we've made it all thin, nice and thin here. Even all over. Got my glove on so I don't get all the chicken juices on me. And pull that out and lay it flat. Put it back, lay it flat. As you can see, it's fairly thin all over. Same thickness. Got another little piece right here. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a little salt and pepper. Flip that inside out. Salt it, almost to desire. See how well it goes. Got a nice thick coarse ground salt, pepper I mean. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Flip over. Like I said, I don't like washing my hands every 2 seconds, but I sometimes end up doing that. All right. Real peppery, I like it. Get some salt on there. Now what I'm gonna do is I want to put it back in the bag. All right, get another glove. Put it all back in the bag. And this is the old shake and bake method. All right, arrowroot powder is very, I don't know how you would describe it, as almost thin, very powdery, kind of gets everywhere. So I don't really like spreading it out and putting it all over the place. However, you can do that if you so desire. Okay, I got my quarter cup here. Just gonna put that right in there and minimize the mess. I'm not an anal retentive chef, but this will be all right. Just kind of get it all over the place. And perfect. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up this olive oil right here I have in the pan. Let's start heating that up. Probably don't have enough in there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some more of this olive oil here. Make sure I got a nice thick coat, and we're gonna cut our shallot. All right, while that's heating up, we're gonna cut our shallot really quick. Okay. The shallot's all cut up here. Oil's getting hot. Do a little bit. Not quite that high yet, so we put her on about medium. So we're gonna let that settle down. Also we can cut up is the mushrooms, just to get them prepped up, get them ready to go. So we got the mushrooms. I like them kind of thick. I like them really big. That's just the way I like the mushrooms that I make. All right, so we got another glove here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flash fry these chickens really quick. The oil is hot. We don't have to cook them all the way through. I do like them well cooked. Make sure the arrowroot is nice and crispy on there. So we're gonna throw this thing on here. Not a lot of arrowroot on that one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the side that does have a lot of arrowroot on there. Turn this up a little. I had to take a call, so I had to turn it down a little bit. So, all right, here we go. So here's a lot of arrowroot on this one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sprinkle that on there, making it almost perfect. All right, not too much, not too little. Put that right there. Oh, look at that, big piece missing arrowroot. All right, big part missing arrowroot. So I got it in a bag right here, ready to go. All right. Got it in the bag. Here we go. Yeah. See, sometimes you make mistakes. Just gotta know how to fix them. All right, so we're gonna turn that up to like medium high. Let that flash fry. You don't want to splatter all over the place. We're gonna throw this bag away. We got all the other things ready to go, and we'll just watch it cook. Done. It's about halfway done. I'm gonna flip it over. Look at that color. Look at that crispiness. All arrowroot. All paleo. So here we go. Flip it over again. Nice. Nice. So I'm gonna flip that over. Tiny little piece that kind of fell off at the end. No big deal. All right. Gotta wait till the other side crispies up. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna put this in this foil little bed right here. You know, you can put it in a plate, you can put it wherever. I just like to put it in a foil little plate, gather the juices so I can pour them back in at a later time. Chicken's pretty much done. May not be cooked all the way through, but that's okay. Might be cooked all the way through. Kind of still splattering over here on me. No pain, no gain, right? All right. We got those little chunks of chicken in here, which are delicious. Turn down the heat a little bit. We're gonna put the shallots and the garlic in. I actually forgot to mention garlic. We're gonna need about 2 cloves of garlic, which is about 1 teaspoon of chopped garlic. All right. See that up. At the same time, you want to put in the ghee or maybe some extra fat, like olive oil. So I got ghee on my side. All right, as that's warming up, I'm gonna stir that all around. Wait about a minute, maybe 2. Let that ghee melt. Try to scrape all these little delicious chunks off. All right. Make sure it gets nice and hot. Make sure it's spread out. As it's spread out, it starts getting really hot. You get it back up to medium real quick. You're gonna want to throw these mushrooms in here. All right, make sure those are spread, and we wait for that to cook. Some Marsala cooking wine here. We got half a cup. I'm gonna pour that till it gets to the very top. See that sizzling of the mushrooms? I just turned it up just a little bit more. So you get that sizzle when you pour that Marsala wine in. Come to a quick boil. What you want to do is you want to get your chicken stock ready. You're going to let that cook for about 2 minutes. It's going to start evaporating. Gets rid of all that alcohol. Makes it even more paleo. You know, during this challenge here, we're allowing for a little cooking wine. So let that cook down a little bit. Not too long. You can pour the chicken stock in right away. It doesn't matter because it's all going to simmer and cook down a little bit as you cook. All right, stir that up. Down, you want to make sure you scraped all the little chunks of goodness that may have stuck to the bottom of the pan. Very good. Now you look at this, it looks kind of watery. It's like, oh man, it's kind of a watery soup. Now when you put in the arrowroot chicken, what's going to happen is all those starches are going to start congealing the sauce. It's going to soak it up. We only have a little bit of juices right there, which is usually we get a little more, but that's fine. We'll pour that in there. Chicken stock, extra chicken stock there, and we'll let that cook for a little bit until the sauce thickens, and just wait for a second, and that should happen. This should only take a few minutes. Remember, the chicken's very thin, should be cooked all the way through. Let's flip this back over. And look at that, it's coming apart. Oh, delicious. I'm gonna flip that over. Awesome, look at that, how good that looks. All right, you're gonna find a big plate. You're gonna need a big plate for this. Unless you have multiple little plates, but then everybody fights over the juice and you know who gets what. So we do here at the Hernandez residence. You know, I'll put it on one plate, get all the little chicken pieces, get all the mushrooms, just pour it right on top. Now as it cools, it's also gonna thicken up, and you're going to give this about 4 or 5 minutes before you serve, and it is going to be super thick, super juicy. It's going to be delicious. And there you go. Now what you can do is you can garnish it. Sometimes I like to garnish. I don't have any fresh parsley, so what I'll do is I'll garnish a little bit with some dried parsley. Not too much, not too little. Just what I want for taste. All right, remember, if you taste it, needs a little salt, needs a little pepper, then you can do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check this out here. All right, still a little wet, but like I said, give it like 2 or 3 minutes, but I can't wait right now. All right, perfectly done, all clear. Dip it in the sauce, get a little mushroom. That's some good stuff. This is clearly a successful dish. Whole family ate it. I had to put a little more extra arrowroot powder. I don't think I had enough on the chicken. No big deal. Just add it on afterwards, stir it up. It'll thicken right up. All right. Thank you. And that's my portion of the challenge.